Hi, hello. Good evening to all. Welcome back to the TCS Academy for Competition. So, dear friends, today in this session, I will take you through an important topic in economics. So, that would be a very important topic for all the competitive examinations. Right? Let's get started. Okay. Yeah. So that is economic economic system. Economic system. Right? Okay. So, dear friends, as we know that there are three problems in an economy, irrespective of the economy, whether the economy is developed or underdeveloped economy. So, there will be three economic issues: what to produce, how to produce, to whom to be produced. Right? So these economic problems, which will be tackled in different way, in which society can answer. Okay, so different societies are organized through alternative economic systems, and economics, which studies the various mechanisms that a society can use to allocate its scarce resources to maximum, right? We generally distinguish two different ways of organizing an economy. Okay, as we know, the government makes most of the decision. That is one economic system we have, and another economic system where the decisions are made in the market. That means in the market where individuals or enterprises voluntarily agree to exchange the goods and services, usually through payment of money. Right? So as we know that there are three economic systems, right? Okay. Okay. One is market economy, and socialistic economy, and mixed economy. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೂರು ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಂದು, ಏನನ್ನು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಉತ್ತರ ಹುಡುಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಾಗ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಮೂರು ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್, ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿ ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ತ್ರೀ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮೂರು ಭಾಗವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎರಡು ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್, ಹೌ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್, whom ಟು ಬಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್, ಏನ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾರು ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೌ ದ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬೆಲೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎರಡು ರೀತಿಯ ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಂದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು, ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ there are two market forces which takes the decisions with regard to what to produce, how to produce, and to whom to be produced. Okay? ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆಯ ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಪ್ಲೈ, ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪೂರೈಕೆ. ಈ ಎರಡು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು, ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು, ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವುದು ಹೇಗೆ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಏನನ್ನು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ begin and understand each one in detail. Yeah. Now let's take up the first important. The thing is that is capitalistic economy, right? Capitalistic economy. Capitalistic economy. So this particular capitalistic economy, it is also known as the market economy, right? Market economy. Yes, capitalistic economy or the market economy. Dear friends, this is the oldest form of economic system. This is the oldest form of economic system. So here there will be minimum government intervention, right? So there is a minimum government intervention. Minimum government intervention, right? Minimum government intervention that we could able to see in the market economy. As I told you, so this is the oldest form of economic system. So here, individuals have the right to own its property. Okay, so there is a complete freedom for the individuals to choose any occupation they like. So there is some sort of freedom, right? There is a freedom. There is freedom in choosing an occupation, right? Okay. So dear friends, this is an economic system. It is the oldest economic system. So here the minimum government intervention will be there. The individual business enterprises which have the right to own its property. So there is a freedom to choose any occupation they like. Okay, and here in this economic system, the consumer is a king. Consumer is a king. Consumer is a king. Consumers again, because as I told you, in this economic system, individual enterprises, individual business enterprises, which have the right to own its own property. There is a minimum government intervention will be there. So there is a complete freedom given to every business enterprises, any business enterprises, to choose an occupation what they likes, right? Okay. So here, so there is a self-interested principle which will be guided in this form of economic system. That is called another important feature is self-interest. Self-interest. Self-interest is the main principle under which this form of economic system has been developed. Okay, there is no restrictions for the entry into the business and exit from the business. There is a competition among the producers. There is a competition among the suppliers. There is a competition among the business enterprises. Okay, so there is no restrictions on the entry and exit of the firms from the industry, right? It is essentially we call it as the market economy, right? We call it as market economy. Market economy. Dear friends, I'm taking you through the very important the concept in detail. So when you come across several questions in the competitive examinations, you could be able to tackle easily. So that in each and every lecture series, in the lecture session, I'll be taking you in detail about the particular concept which we take up for the discussion. So dear friends, so as we know that it is the oldest form of economic system. It is also known as the market economy, and it is known as capitalistic economic system. So here, so there will be minimum government intervention will be there. There is a complete freedom given to business enterprises, and as they like, they can choose their occupations without influencing by anybody else, right? In the similar way, okay? Similarly, the consumers are like a king. Okay, the production is guided as per the choice of the consumers, because consumer is the king. Consumer is interested to go for luxuries. Only the producer have to produce luxury goods. Okay, suppose maximum consumers are purchasing washing machine, then the producer is guided as per the choice of the consumers. So that is the form of economic system we have. That is known as capitalistic economy. It's essentially a market economy. As I mentioned, it is self-interested. Self-interest is the guiding principle. So where we can see the economic activities. But do remember, so this particular economic system, pure capitalistic, we do not find in the world. We do not find a pure capitalistic economy, right? Don't forget. Okay, pure capitalistic economy. So we do not find in any economic system, right? So the prices, markets, profits and losses, incentives and rewards, which determine what to produce, how to produce, for whom to be produced. Therefore, so this is the system we call it as, sometimes we call it as a laissez-faire policy. Okay, a laissez-faire economic system, because here there is a complete freedom is given to any individuals as they like. They can choose their occupations, right? As I mentioned, this is the form of economic system we do not find in the world. A pure capitalistic economic system we do not find in the real world. But of course, USA, okay, USA, UK, France, and Australia. So these are the countries where we find the capitalistic economic system. Okay? Yeah. So now, ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ 3 ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ, ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ, ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಿಶ್ರ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ. ರೈಟ್? ಓಕೆ. ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಹಳೆಯದಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ. ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ನಾವು ಕೈಗೆತ್ತಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಇದು ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಹಳೆಯ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಹಸ್ತಕ್ಷೇಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್, ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ಫ್ರೀ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಯುಪೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೈಗೆತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್. There is no government intervention, there is no compulsion. You take up this economic activities, you do not take up this economic activity. ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವನೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೇಷನ್ ನಾವು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ನಂಬರ್ 1. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಭೋಗಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಂಡ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಕರಿತೇವೆ, ಅವನು ನಾವು ರಾಜ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕಿಂಗ್. ರೈಟ್? ಈ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎನಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸರ್ವ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರನಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಆದಾಗ್ಯೂ USA, UK, ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೇಲಿಯಾ ಈ ದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಎಕಾನಮೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಈ ದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ USA, UK, ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೇಲಿಯಾ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಓಕೆ, most of the developed countries they have this type of economic system. Is it clear? Yeah. Now all the productive resources are owned and controlled by an individual, right? So that is a form of economic system. We call it as capitalistic economy. So dear friends, let's move on to understanding the another important economic system. So that is called as socialist. Socialist It is also known as the central planned economy. Central planned economy. Central planned economy. Yeah. Okay. So this is another important economic system that we do find. Okay. Here, all the productive resources are owned and controlled by the government. Okay. All the productive resources are owned and controlled by the government, right? So this is an economic system where all the productive resources which are owned and controlled by the government in the interest of the society. That is very, 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 very important. The feature of central planned economy. Okay. So here, all the decisions which are taken at the macro level, all the decisions which are taken by the macro level, in a macro level, by a central planned authority, a central planned authority, right? So another very important the feature under the socialistic form of economy, in order to take the decisions, in order to take economic decisions, what to produce, how to produce, to whom to be produced, how the resources which are allocated on different uses, because resources are which are scarce, which are not available enough. So therefore, in order to take the economic decisions in this particular form of economy, in order to take economic decisions, there is one central planned authority has been created. That particular authority will be taking the decisions with regard to what to produce, how to produce, to whom to be produced. Right? How the resources are raised, how the resources are allocated, how those scarce resources which will be put into uses judiciously and wisely. So that is the reason why the central planned authority has been created, okay, to take up economic challenges, right? Okay. Regarding production, regarding consumption, regarding distribution and investment, right? All the economic activity, production, consumption, distribution and investment. Okay, what to produce, how the produced goods are consumed by the end users, how the produced goods have to be distributed among the different users, how the investment has to be taken place in the economy, in which production, in which area. So we need to provide the maximum resources. Okay, so these are the economic issues, these are the economic decisions that will be taken by the central planned authority. Clear? Yeah. So the basic objective why this central planned economy has created. Yeah? Yeah. So this particular socialistic form of economy, the main objective of the socialistic form of economy is to maximize the social welfare, right? Maximize social welfare. Okay? Welfare of all the individuals, welfare of all the consumers, welfare of all the productive units. So that will be taken care in this form of economic system, right? The objective of maximizing the entire societal welfare. Okay? There are the countries like China, number one, So number two, Cuba and Russia and South Korea. South Korea. So these are the countries. These are the countries, and most of the Eastern European countries. Most of the Eastern European countries. Eastern European countries, right? Not now, but in the present beginning of the 20th century, beginning of the 20th century, and the middle of the 20th century. So this particular form of central planned economy, so that has been seen in most of the countries like China, Cuba, Russia, and South Korea, and other Eastern European countries where we do find this form of economic system. So therefore, so these are the countries which we call it as socialist countries. Okay, all the means of production, which is controlled by the government. So therefore, it is also called as a command economy. Command economy, right? Command economy. Command economy. So this is the another name given to the socialistic form of economy, that is called command economy. But they are changing now. Most of these countries like China, Cuba, Russia, South Korea, and other European countries, Eastern European countries. So we do not see, they do not have this type of economic system, because most of these countries which are changing now, okay, most of these countries started encouraging liberalization, globalization in their economic system for their economic development. Okay, so they understood that for economic development of their countries, it would be possible only when we adapt liberalization policy, globalization policy, because all economies which have opened their economies to the rest of the world, such countries, we see almost all such countries which are developed countries. So that is the reason why the command economy, which we do not find in the real world situation, right? ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಈ ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನ್ ಕರಿತೇವೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಕೈಲಿರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಇನ್ಎವಿಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಲೇಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂತಹ ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಥಾರಿಟಿನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಡ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಡ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. It is nothing but the government which has the central planned authority. Okay, so this type of economic system na ನಾವು command economy ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಫೇರ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರ ಯೋಗಕ್ಷೇಮವನ್ನು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೈಡೆಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಫೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್, ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್, ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಆಲ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು, all these economic activities, economic decisions which are guided by the social welfare for all. ಈ ಒಂದು ಯೋಗಕ್ಷೇಮ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರ ಯೋಗಕ್ಷೇಮವನ್ನು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನ ನಾವು ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ 20ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದ ಮಧ್ಯಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು 20ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಚೈನಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ಯೂಬಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರಷ್ಯಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೌತ್ ಕೊರಿಯಾ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದೇಶ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ this form of economic system which was very much influenced, including biggest economy in the Asian continent, that is called as China, right, in terms of production. ಇಂತಹ ಅರ್ಥವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನ ನಾವು ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರ ಯೋಗಕ್ಷೇಮವನ್ನು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಡ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಅಥಾರಿಟಿಯನ್ನ ಸರ್ಕಾರದವರು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಡ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅನುಭೋಗವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಹಂಚಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರ ಯೋಗಕ್ಷೇಮ. ಇಂತಹ ಯೋಗಕ್ಷೇಮ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾರ್ವ ಜನರ ಯೋಗಕ್ಷೇಮವನ್ನು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. This is basically, it is just opposite to the capitalistic form of economy. Capitalistic form of economy ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರು ಸರ್ವ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರರು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಡ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿನ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನವರು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Did you understand? Yes. So let's move on to another important, the economic system we do find in the current scenario, right? So that is called as a mixed economy. Mixed economy, ಮಿಶ್ರ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, mixed economy, right? So dear friends, what are the advantages that we could able to see in the capitalistic form of economy, and what are the advantages that we could able to see in the socialistic form of economy? Okay, those advantages from the socialistic economy, those advantages from the capitalistic society that are taken and formed the economic system, so that is called as mixed economy. India is a best example for the mixed economy because it combines best and most advantages from the socialistic form of economy and capitalistic form of economy, which are combined and put into practice. That is called as mixed economy. So here all economic decisions which are taken by the public and as well as individual actors, right? Individual actors. That means the business houses, individual business houses. Okay, all economic decisions are taken by individual business houses, and all economic activities are which are guided by the government also. So that is the reason why we best advantages from the capitalistic economy and best advantages which are in the socialistic economy taken and put into practice in an economic system that is called mixed economy. So here in this form of economic system, the government prepares long-term plans, long-term plans which are prepared by the government and decides the role played by the private individuals, right? Private individuals. As I told you, the long-term business strategy, that are prepared by the government, and those which are not neglected the role of private individuals in an economy. Okay, so therefore it is called as a mixed economy. Okay, the government is taking strategic plans prepared for the long duration, and at the same time this form of economic system, so where the role of private individuals in creating the jobs, okay, in providing the employment, the individual role is not ignored. Right? The private sector is provided encouragement, incentives, and support and subsidies to work as per the national priorities. Okay, that is very, very important. The feature of the mixed economy, so where the private sector, right? The private sector, which is encouraged. The private sector has given the incentives and support and subsidies to work in this form of economy by the private individuals as per the national priority. If those individual enterprises which are involved in producing something which has given the national priority, in such cases, this private sector, which are also encouraged by giving incentives, by giving tax holidays, okay, and tax rebates, when these private players who are engaged in an economic activity, so which has got the national priority, right? Okay. So the government here, it is playing very important role in the licensing policy, which has been guided by the government, and taxation policy, which is guided by the government, and price policy, which is government guided activity. Monetary policy and fiscal policy, which is regulated through monetary policy, through fiscal policy, through taxation policy, through pricing policy, and liberalized policies and licensing policies. These are the policies of the government with which they regulate and control the private sector. But at the same time, some sort of freedom is also given for the private individuals. Okay? If any private players who are engaged in any economic activities which has national priority, then the business enterprises which are incentivized and tax holidays are given, okay, so through the national policies, through monetary and fiscal policies, right? Even today, even the countries like US, UK, Australia, and most of the developed countries, so-called developed countries, they are having this type of economies, because this type of economy in which, okay, the welfare of all the people is also guided, is also taken into care, and at the same time some sort of freedom is also given to the private players to the role of the private players, because under the LPG programs, right, under the LPG programs, especially the government of India has been given the importance for the private sector, okay, as per the LPG, as per the new economic policies which have been formulated by the government of India during 1990s. Liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So these are the structural economic changes which are introduced, structural reforms, economic reforms which are introduced under the P.V. Narasimha Rao government. Okay, Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was then the finance minister of India, who has been initiated these LPG programs through which the private individuals are encouraged, the private people, the business enterprises which are also supported, which are given the subsidies, which are given the incentives, when such business enterprises which are doing the business at national priority, right? So that is why in reality, among these three economic systems, so we have one economic system which has been applied and which has been executed and introduced by all the economies of the world. Okay, but basically India is supported and introduced for the first time. So this form of economic system, when all other countries they have different economic systems at the beginning of 20th century. Okay, yeah. So dear friends, with this, so we have concluded the economic system, right? So in conclusion, we can tell that the basic economic system which all the countries which have been adapted, that is called mixed economy, because this type of economy it composed the best form of centralized command economy and best feature from the socialistic economy, which are taken together, which are taken and put into practice and executed and introduced the mixed economy for the first time in India, and later on most of the countries of the world today, they all have a mixed economic form of business activity, right? Okay. So now, how does a firm decide how much to be produced? Okay, and how the firms are producing, what to produce, how to produce, to whom to be produced. So these are guided by these economic systems. Okay, for example, mixed economy, where economic decisions which are guided both by the private individuals and as well as the government. Okay, take an example. There is a market where we get rice, wheat and essential things, right? So these essential commodities which are basic items which will be available in open market and as well as public distribution system, right? Okay, so take for example rice, which is available in the open market and which is also available under the public distribution system. In the public distribution system, the government is playing an important role in fixing the price and distributing the rice. Correct? Okay. In the open market, so these items which are decided, the price of these items which are decided both by the demand and supply of the particular rice. Clear? So therefore, the best economic system we do find across the globe, that is called mixed economy. Okay? Yeah. So dear friends, so now, so before going to understand economy in detail, okay, understanding the economic system, understanding the economics itself, there are so many economic concepts which we come across, which are relevant, which are keep on coming out whenever we discuss so many economic concepts. Among them, so we have the first important one is today we take up, that is called maximum profit. Maximum profit. So dear friends, what do you understand by maximum profit? A firm or any business enterprise is the profit maximizer. Clear? A firm is a profit maximizer. So the quantity that a firm produces and sells in the market is that which maximize its profit. Okay, a every business enterprises which are profit making business enterprises. Okay, so therefore the quantity that a firm produces and sells in the market is basically motivated by profit. So that is why we take up the first important thing is the maximizing maximum profit. Okay, maximum profit is nothing but it is a profit. So where, okay, a firm basically it is a profit maximizer. How much to be produced, that is decided by the firm. When the profit is available, the profit is obtained, how long the profit is obtaining, okay, the producers are going to produce the items. Once the profit is not available, they will stop producing things. Okay, so therefore the concept of profit maximization is nothing but a firm is a profit maximizer, so that the quantity decided by the firm, it is basically guided by the profit, and how much the goods to be produced and sold in the market, so that is also guided by the profit. Therefore every business enterprise in the current scenario, okay, they are all profit maximizer. Clear? Okay, so there is one more important concept we come across in the economic language, so that is called as equilibrium price. Equilibrium price. Okay, yeah, price at which both quantity demanded and quantity supplied of a commodity is equal, right? The price at which quantity demanded and quantity supplied, right? The price of the product which decides quantity demanded and quantity supplied. On the one hand, quantity which are produced and supplied by the firms, quantity demanded by end users. Yeah, so both are guided by the price. Is it clear? Whether the producer, how much goods to be produced and supplied to the market, and how much goods to be purchased in a market, they are motivated by price. So the price and the price at which the quantity demanded and quantity supplied are equal. So that particular situation which is known as equilibrium price. Yeah? Okay. That means price is equal to quantity demanded and quantity supplied. And we all know that as per the law of demand, when the price increase, when the quantity demanded is more and supply same, right? When supply remains the same, quantity demanded increases in the market, obviously there will be increase in price. Clear? Okay, when supply of the goods and services which are same, constant, okay, the quantity demanded by the consumers increases in the market, then it leads to increase in price. Clear? Okay. Now then the quantity demanded in the market, is more, right, and supply is same, the price increases. Okay, if the supply of the goods and services in the market is same, there is no change in the supply, there is no change in the supply. Quantity demanded increases. Obviously, the price increases. Clear? Number one. So number two, another situation where the supply of the goods and services in the market increases, demand is decreases. That led to the situation which is known as the price decreases. Is it clear? The supply of the goods and services in the market is more, then the quantity demanded is same or decreases. Then obviously it leads to the decrease in price. Okay. Equilibrium price is the price at which both quantities demanded and quantities supply of a commodity is equal. Here, that is one. Number three. The equilibrium quantity. Equilibrium quantity. Yeah. At equilibrium price, quantity demanded and quantity supplied of a commodity is same. Okay. This quantity is called quantity, equilibrium quantity of a commodity, right? At equilibrium price, quantity demanded and quantity supplied are same. Then the situation arises in the market that is known as equilibrium quantity. Clear? So there is one more important concept we do come across that is called as price change. Price change. Price change. What is price change? Whenever market supply is not equal, whenever market supply is not equal to market demand, right? That means market demand for the goods and services by all the consumers is increasing and the market supply is decreases. It led to the change in price. What happens? Price of the goods and services in the market increases. That is called as price change. Quite opposite to this. Market demand is decreases, market supply increases, then we change in price. That is, we call it as decrease in price. Here, so this is known as change in price, right? Okay. Price will fall and price will increase. That you know very well, which is guided by the price and quantity and the actors, demand and supply, which are very much influenced on changing the price and changing the quantity demand in the market. Okay. So with this, I will conclude the session and I thank you very much to one and all the participants, all the aspirants of the competitive examinations, different competitive examinations are requested to subscribe my channel, my initiative. Okay, and therefore I request all of you, please encourage my initiative by subscribing my channel. Thanks. Thank you one and all.